Everyone for coming. Welcome to Mount Tabor High School and our annual college commitment ceremony. This has kind of morphed into this event over the past few years because we have varying degrees of kids going off to college. Some are signing athletic scholarships, some are signing partial scholarships, others are just offering their commitment to play and kind of chase their dream of playing in college and enjoying that experience. As a former athlete myself, some of the greatest times of my life were my high school and college sports career. So I kind of sit up here every year and reminisce about my glory days. But at the same time, as an assistant principal here, I celebrate our students. 19 are going to commit today and let everybody know their college plans and their dreams. And we do have a bunch more that I've just kind of not announced. We have a nice crop of students going a whole bunch of different places this year. And I hope you welcome them and welcome everyone to today, and thank you for coming. I do want to bring up Mr. Wayne Miller, our athletic director, and he wants to offer his congratulations as athletic director of our athletic programs.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to the parents, thank you to the teammates, thank you to these awesome athletes for everything that you've done to get to this point. And I want to say congratulations. As a parent myself, with my third child in college, I understand how important it is what these athletes have done and the financial burden that some of them have relieved you with, and that is just as much thanks as I'm sure that they can give you. They'll each say that to you. To the athletes, I would like to say congratulations. You guys are some of the very finest that we have, and that's the truth. Those of you that are teammates out there who are underclassmen, I want you to look up here, look at what's possible, and take it as a personal challenge to yourselves to sit up here next year, the year after that, whenever it's your turn, be up here. So, congratulations, athletes. You've done an excellent job.
Okay, to start our program, obviously we're going to call up individual sports as we go. The largest group we have is our track and field cross-country program. We have 6 different athletes heading off to college, so they're going to lead us off. So here's Coach Patrick Conway.
There are 6 of them, so let's get started. It's a pleasure to be up here today to talk about this group of athletes who have literally rewritten our record books in our program. I will start off by saying, if you ask me after their freshman year, could I see any of them compete in college? My answer for all but one of them would be a no. That is what is so special about them and their unique perseverance, stories, dedication to their craft, and their inner drive to build their engines to perform at the highest level. I would be remiss if I did not mention they have each worked with some amazing mentors and coaches on our staff. Summer Riley in pole vault, Mike Riley in middle distance events, Amy Sullivan, now retired to be a mom, on the girls distance events, and Nicole Guashiri and Savannah Slate, our sprint coaches. An occasional word of praise, scowl, or multiple kicks in the butt have also come from yours truly towards each of them. Heartfelt thanks go out to their parents, as they have trusted our staff with their development, and I've never had anything but positive support from all of them, which makes our jobs as coaches very easy and meaningful, so thank you, parents. Rhiannon Farney, you just want to stand up real quick and you can sit down. Rhea, as I call her, is so quiet, so consistent, and so clutch in performance when it counts most. And I don't think she is offended by this, but she is also quite nerdy. Rhea has been a varsity member of our team for 3 years. She is always scoring points when we need them, and is a 6-time state qualifier. She was in our top 5 this cross-country season and is a part of history now as a critical member of the fastest girls cross-country team in Forsyth County history. That would be our MTX girls from 2013. There's 3 of them up here. Rhea will take her distance running talents, her big heart, and her mighty academic prowess to the prestigious Carnegie Mellon University this fall. Rhiannon Farney. Kayla Montgomery's story is well known, and she has had more press in the last few months than most Olympians get in a lifetime. It has not really stopped yet either. She has traveled across the country last week, only for me to alert her upon arrival she would have an ESPN camera crew in her face as she warmed up and filmed her race against the nation's best. What did she do? She smiled for the cameras and then stepped on the track to run a time only 5 or 6 very talented young men at our school could even possibly run. Kayla has 3 school records, 2 state championships, 1 state meet record, and without a doubt is in the top 5 or 7 girls in state history. What has made her really special and a champion, though, and so unique, is each day she has to deal with things none of us can even comprehend. When she started out running, she was, well, very average. I didn't even notice her. She is now basically a North Carolina legend. Kayla has captured my heart, will be a lifetime friend, and is now an inspiration to millions. Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee also saw what I see every day and will inherit the toughest of competitors and a young lady who is gently sweet. That is, until you try to pass her. Kayla Montgomery. Luke Ward is next. Luke's career thus far has been like his event, literally up and down. You see, Luke is our school record-setting pole vaulter. He is a conference champion and 2-time all-state performer. To grab onto a fiberglass pole, go upside down, clear a bar over 14 feet high, and then fall backwards takes a special kind of crazy. I don't attempt to coach this event as I shake even on ladders. I have seen a pole snap back and hit him where no man wants to be hit. I have seen him in a cast after he missed the pit and shattered his ankle, only to have it pieced back together with screws. He could have quit after that, and I wouldn't have second-guessed his decision. Instead, he rehabbed, overcame the fear of past failure, and set a school record. This perseverance helped his team climb the state podium this February. Luke Ward will take his perseverance to UNC Charlotte, where he will no doubt help the 49ers bring home more gold. Luke Ward. We have 3 Wolfpack members coming up. Vanessa Bateson is the only one on stage I did notice as a freshman. She was all-state in cross-country that year with admittedly little effort. What did she do with this raw talent God gave her? She took it to Forsyth Country Day. She did, it's true, she left. But God works in mysterious ways, and He showed her the light, and it pointed her back towards Sparta, where champions are made. Her return wasn't seamless, and she too has overcome injuries, disappointments, and trying to live up to high expectations. She has absolutely delivered and has scored in every state meet since her return, and another all-state honor to boot. When NC State asked about Vanessa, I responded without hesitation that she has the ability, is a fierce competitor, makes me laugh daily, and cry. And if she wants to be a champion, she can be one of the fastest wolves in the pack almost immediately. Vanessa, you now have the opportunity you wanted, and I hope you will take it. I just urge you to get a ride to state from Ian or Wayne. Your sense of directions are terrible. Would you congratulate Vanessa Bateson? Next, Wayne Patterson. I call Wayne Patterson my brother from a different mother. He is good looking, stylish, soft-spoken, smooth, funny, appreciative. He has $1 million smile, and finally this year he has become really fast. Wayne is a state runner-up, a national qualifier, and has the brightest future awaiting him if he goes all in as a member of the pack. Wayne is exactly the kind of guy I would recruit. He is already competing at the highest level, but yet really is only just getting started. Wayne excelled and contributed as a varsity member of our football team as well, but will now concentrate on the long hurdle events and sprints at NC State. Gonna miss you, brother. Let's hear it for Wayne Patterson. Last but not least, Ian Milder. Ian is our social butterfly at big meets. As soon as I drop him off, he's gone. He is our team prankster, sometimes our fearless leader who can lead our flock astray when I turn my head, and arguably he's the most gifted athlete our school has ever seen in over 10 years. I'm pretty sure 99% of the coaches in the country will never have the opportunity to work with an athlete like Ian. I have been blessed to have that opportunity, and I wish all coaches could as well. As hard as Ian has worked under my guidance, I've left a lot for NC State to develop. Ian, after chasing you and Kayla around the country this year, I expect an expense-paid trip for you when you make your first NCAA final. When you make the Olympic trials, I will be happy to pay my own way. You have that much ability, Ian. These are not bold statements considering he has 3 state championships, 1 school record, and is less than 3 steps behind a guy on our record board and Hall of Fame that has already achieved those same things. That greatness stated, Ian also needs so much mentoring. I feel like he was the son that I will never have sent to drive me crazy. The funny thing is, when Ian started, he really wanted to be like Luke. He was so bad at first, he asked to be a pole vaulter. So in his words, he would not have to run that much. A broken finger changed that course, and I think you could say it worked out pretty well. Ian gave everything he had this past Saturday night in California in his best chance to break one of the toughest records in the country. He fell just short and is now the 4th best distance runner in the country. That race was a valuable lesson in life, Ian. You can't always get what you want. Just like you wanted to keep your mullet you took such pride in growing this fall, you can't keep that either, because I cut it off, and I will always have it. Ian Milder.
I ask now that each track athlete step up one at a time and offer their short little speech of thank you. So why don't we step up one at a time.
So firstly, I would like to thank my parents for driving me, especially for the first 2 years, to all the practices, doctor appointments, anything else I would need for track, especially all the money that you need for shoes every 3 months for those miles. Secondly, I would like to thank my 2 coaches, Coach Amy and Coach Cromwell, and even the assistant coaches that didn't quite help with distance, but they are always there and helping as well. And lastly, I would like to thank my team. They've kind of become a second family to me, and especially Susie, Kayla, and Katarina, who run 45 minutes with me 6 days a week. It can become a lot after 4 years. So thank you for everything.
I guess I'd like to thank my family for always being there and supporting me through, I guess, all the hard times I've had over the past 4 years. And I also like to thank my friends for being there for me as well. And my teammates too, they've been the greatest support system I could ever ask for, always pushing me and helping me to achieve the goals I once thought were impossible. And I'd ultimately like to thank my coaches, Coach Amy and Coach Cromwell, for I guess pushing me and having faith in me when I once didn't believe I could do anything, I guess, as awesome as I have.
so first of all, I would like to say how grateful and truly blessed I am to have the opportunity to pole vault next year at UNC Charlotte. It's going to be a great experience for me, and I would like to thank Coach Cromwell for the guidance and support over the last 4 years. It's really meant a lot, and I'd like to thank Coach Riley, who wasn't able to make it here today, unfortunately, but she's helped me to grow not only as a pole vaulter, but as a person over the last 4 years tremendously. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my mom. Thank you very much for everything you've done for me and helped me to get to where I am today. So thank you all.
Like to thank my family for coming to the majority of my races and for keeping an eye on me over the past 4 years, making sure I don't get into too much trouble. And I would also like to thank my amazing friends for being there for me no matter what. And of course my teammates, who are the most encouraging and supportive people I have ever met in my entire life. But most of the credit has to go to my coaches, Coach Cromwell, Coach Riley, and Coach Amy. I actually didn't know Coach Amy was coming today, and then I saw her walk in, so that's an amazing surprise. So thank you for coming. She means the world to me. And Coach Slate, sometimes when I run by, she corrects my form, so that's great, thank you. And of course, Coach Cromwell, who has pushed me since day one. And one of the main reasons that I've come back is because I knew that under his wing, I would definitely succeed, obviously, because of everyone else, not okay. And Coach Riley, I just met him this year, but he's helped me so much. I'm so excited to run for NC State. Thank you. Go Pack.
I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because without him, I would not be here today. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my mom, my dad, Jarrell, Alexis, Lance, because they're there at every football game, every track meet supporting me, and I appreciate them for that. I want to thank my track coaches, Coach Cromwell, Coach Slate, Coach Maddie, Coach Bashiri, because even though some days I do think I'm the superstar and come late, they still have the patience to deal with me every single day. I want to thank Coach Marshall, because he guided me through the football season, on and off the field. Thank you. I want to thank my senior track brothers, Samasa and Cloud. And I want to thank all my classmates, teammates, teachers, administrators for believing in me, because without y'all, I would not be here today. Thank you.
Well, first, I'd like to thank my number one, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Second, I would also like to thank my family, who have gone to all my races since sophomore year. It really means a lot. Third, like all the coaches I've had amazing coaches since day one here. I've had Matthew Vera, who's really saw my potential from day one. And then Coach Slate, Coach Riley, Coach Fisher. They've all been there for me and really got me where I need to go. Also, I've had Patrick Cromwell. He's been pretty good for a while. He's really helped me get my life together and get me on a good path and get me where I need to be. I couldn't also be great without the great facilities here, the administration, Mr. Applegate, Mr. Weiss, of course. You're my favorite, Mr. Weiss. Then, of course, I couldn't have done without my peers and my acquaintances that I've made on the team. Without you guys, I haven't been able to enjoy running my team.
Okay, staying in the stadium, but heading to the gridiron, we have football coming up. Coach Marshall.
student athletes here. This day is always one of my favorites of the year. It's a culmination of a lot of years, blood, sweat, and tears, sacrifice on the part of a lot of people, not the least of which our parents. I'd like for everyone here to give all of our parents here a round of applause. We put so much into it as coaches and players. A lot of times we don't realize how much sacrifice that behind the scenes parents have made, counseling their kids when they come home and they've had a rough day, driving them back and forth to practice, supporting during games. As a parent myself now, I realize, now that I'm on the other side watching my son play, how difficult it is from the other perspective. So really appreciate y'all, and none of these young people would be up here today without great leadership at home. The thing about being a part of athletics is that you put your entire life into every season. Every season has kind of a life of its own. And so the people who you interact with every day, your student athletes, your coaches, you get to know them really well. You get to see them during bad times, during good times, ups and downs. And you get to see them react to different types of adversity. And so the 3 young men, and actually our 4 young men, counting Wayne, here today, not only represent themselves, but represent the resiliency, the work ethic of our entire football team. If there are any members of the football team here in the audience, I just want y'all to stand just briefly. Okay, guys, along with Wayne, Jack, Caleb, Antoine, this group of young men here have been the very best group that we've ever had, holistically. In fact, the highest team GPA that we've ever had. Out of 114 kids in the program, we had 77 who were on the honor roll first semester with at least a 3.0. We had 26 who had at least a 4.0. And these young men that we're announcing or celebrating here today, also great students as well as athletes. I'll talk about all 3, then I'll let y'all come up and speak individually. First, Caleb Jenkins. Caleb is coming to us, or came to us his senior year from West Forsyth. And I mentioned every season being a lifetime in and of itself. Mount Tabor was really a new beginning for Caleb. Wasn't all peaches and cream. He had some adversity to overcome, especially his junior year at West Forsyth. But came in, was a member of our football family from the get-go, and really turned himself into not only a big-time player, but a great teammate. He's a unique talent. Caleb will be going to Texas Southern University in Houston, Texas. You may say, well, that's a long way away, and it certainly is. But defensive linemen, athletic defensive linemen who can rush the passer and play the run are unique, and you've got to go all around the country to find those guys. Caleb was 6'2", a lot more than 250 pounds. But really had the athleticism of a skilled player, a tailback, great feet. And the thing that Caleb brought, in addition to his athleticism, was just a certain enthusiasm and personality that you got to have on each team. Not a jokester, but a guy who lightens the mood, not only on the game field in pressure situations, but also in practice, just getting through the daily grind. He can play inside and out. His personality was contagious. Was an excellent player for us this year. Was first amongst our interior players on the front line in tackles with 47. Had 8 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. Again, let's give it up for Caleb Jenkins. All right, Jack Rayborn. Now, I remember the very first day I met Jack. He stopped by one of our workouts with his dad. Jack transferred to us from Bishop McGinnis a couple years ago after his freshman year, actually after his sophomore year. And I'm not sure we can overestimate how big of a transition it was, coming from a small 1A private school to a large 4A public school. Not just athletically, but socially, the whole deal. And again, Jack's another guy who just brought a great personality to our team. A very nice guy off the field, not so much on the field, which is exactly what you want in a linebacker. For the second season in a row, Jack was our leading tackler. He had 108 stops, 3 sacks. He blocked 2 kicks, had 5 tackles for loss. He was all Central Piedmont Conference 2 years in a row. And just a big, rangy linebacker who could make plays and was very versatile. A 3-down back who could stop the run, good in zone drops, and also an excellent student. Jack will be taking his talents down to Oxford, Mississippi next year. He played for the Rebels at Ole Miss. Give it up one more time for him. Antoine Williams. Antoine is another guy who got a fresh start here at Mount Tabor and made very much the best of it. Came to us from East Forsyth. Those of you who know Antoine know that he's not a loud, rambunctious guy. He's quiet. He leads by example. And I mentioned this about Jack, but it's especially true about Antoine. He's not a nice guy on the football field. A very versatile player, probably our biggest hitter on defense. He can play high safety, he can play down the box as a linebacker. He had 84 tackles this year, along with 3 sacks, an interception, and blocked a punt. Another great student. And Antoine will be going to UNC Pembroke, who made a deep run in the Division II playoffs this year. They got a great program, and they're getting a great player and a great young man in Antoine Williams. All right. I also want to say something quick about Wayne Patterson, who won't be playing football anymore. He's going to NC State. You heard from him a little bit earlier on a track scholarship. But Wayne was not a starter his junior year. And I remember the day, I think I might have told the story at our banquet too. He came to me one day on his own before last season and said, "Coach, I'm going to make you put me on the field this year. I'm going to make you make me a starter." And Wayne was not only a starter for us this year, he was a lockdown corner, a guy who could play man and zone, another guy who led by example on the field, and obviously an honor roll student as well. And give all of these guys a round of applause. We're going in alphabetical order, so Caleb, you're up front.
Church say amen. Drop that beat, Jordan. First off, I'd like to thank God for giving me the talent and ability to excel in the sport I love. Without him, none of this be possible. Second, I'd like to thank my parents right there. Mom on the porch, I was really helped. I'm grown up a little bit. And also instilled values in me like hard work and dedication, because hard work fails to beat talent that works hard. And transferring from a rival school like West Forsyth made me a little bit uneasy, but I want to thank the Spartan family because they made the transition smooth on and off the field. I also want to thank Coach Marshall and Coach Bowie, wherever you're at, Coach Bowie, because they made the recruiting process a lot easier for me and helped me with my decision to Texas Southern. Last but most certainly not least, I want to thank my teammates Shout out to the fat boys in the corner right there. I wouldn't have wanted to end my senior year with a different group of guys. And I want to thank everybody for the support this season. And also, my mom reminds me every chance she gets, she wants half of my sign-up bonus. So the NFL is still there. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
I'm going to leave the mic in here. Words can't describe how excited I am for next year. I'm really truly blessed to have this opportunity. I'd first like to thank my family. My dad's over here. He's helped me every step of the way. He was my coach, for God knows how long. I'm sure he misses those days just as much as I do. My coaches were great. Coach Marshall and Coach Bowie. I wouldn't trade them for any coaching staff I could have had. They did more than I asked for. They were absolutely great. They pushed me so hard that they made me the best player that I could be. I do really appreciate that. My teammates, they were great. I transferred from Bishop McGinnis, and they just welcomed me in with open arms. And my boy Hank over there, he's been my boy since day one. They were just really great to be around. Really made it easy for me to come into a large school. They're really a talented team too. They pushed me in, every way possible, just to be able to compete with guys that are, probably more superior athletes than myself. And for the student body, for all the support that you gave the team, and not only for the team, but to me personally, didn't go unnoticed, and I thank you very much. I'm very excited to be in Ole Miss next year, and I thank y'all very much.
First off, I'd like to thank God for all the talent and strength He's given me to be able to play football. And second, I would like to thank my parents for the encouragement and everything, all the support, games and everything coming out. Third, I'd like to thank Coach Marshall, Coach Bowie, amazing coaching staff. I wouldn't have went anywhere else. I love Spartans. So, last but not least, I would like to thank Mr. David Knapp for being by my side since I came to Mount Tabor and, believing in me and helping me become where I am now. And thank you, everybody.
We are transitioning now into men's golf. Coach Niesel is coming up to represent Coach men's golf.
I just want to start out by thanking everybody for coming out and supporting all of these athletes. I'm also very excited, in addition to introducing the two golfers that are up here, but to see so many of my former students up here as well. And I'm really proud of every one of you. It's impressive to see them excel in the classroom as well as here in sports. The two young men I want to talk about today, I guess my job is to introduce them, but I really want to talk to them about how proud I am of both of them. They have gotten to this place in two very different ways. And I know a lot of since the football team got to stand up, let's get the golf team to stand up for a quick second. Go ahead. Lewis, you get to do it twice. All right, there you go. And all of the young athletes in this room, I'm going to start first with Matt McDonough. Go ahead, Matt, stand up. And the reason I want to start with Matt, after recognizing my golf team, the young guys on my golf team in particular, and all the young athletes in this room, is that for me, and I don't know the story of every athlete in this room well enough, but for me, Matt is the epitome of if you work hard and put your mind to something, it can absolutely happen. And I'm really proud of you for that, and I'm sure your parents are as well. I want to thank Kevin and Pam and their support of Matt. But when I first met Matt, he wasn't on my radar, to be honest with you. I mean, I knew he could play, but we have a lot of young players who can play. And he got better every day, every single year. And he would come to see me and say that his goal was to be the best player on our team. And there were other guys who were more talented than he was at that moment. And he wasn't going to hear any of that. He wanted to do it. I have some players that when I go out to the golf course, they hit a couple golf balls and they're right out on the course because they want to play and have a good time. I've been coaching this team for 15 years, and I have not had a single player who has worked as hard, practiced as much, which can become incredibly tedious in the game of golf, at least in front of me. I know a lot of the guys have practiced really hard, but it's just been very impressive. His freshman year, he could sort of crack the lineup. His sophomore year, cracked the lineup, but played at our 5 or 6 position. By his junior year, he was our number 2 man. And he told me over the summer, said, I want to be our best player. And this season, he has statistically been our best player. He is the number 2 ranked player in the entire conference. And he put his mind to that goal. He put his mind to the goal of getting to college to play golf. And he achieved both of them. And it's, if I haven't told you this before, I'm incredibly proud of you and really impressed by Matt. So Matt McDonough will be going to Randolph-Macon next year. The other young man is Andrew Kennedy. Stand up, Andrew. Now, like I said, 2 completely different paths to get here. I mean, I knew about Andrew like when he was in 3rd grade or something. Like, I knew Andrew could play golf, and I knew he lived in the Mount Tabor district, and I knew he had to be at Mount Tabor. So there probably hasn't been a player to arrive in our program in the last 15 years with as much fanfare as Andrew did. I can remember, was it 7th grade maybe? 7th grade, he was out at Pine Brook, our team was playing, and I said, go out there and play with them. Get out there and see what you can do. And he went out there as a 7th grader and played around with played a few holes with my guys, and held his own. I didn't know him personally in the years leading up to Mount Tabor, so I think he worked equally as hard as Matt to get where he got to today. But by the time he arrived here as a freshman, he was already an incredibly impressive player. And that's just continued. But the number one thing about Andrew and it's going to sound sappy perhaps, but the game of golf's a game of character and gentleman and integrity. And this guy is not only one of the best players I've ever coached, but one of the best young men I've ever coached. And I'm sure he'll never forget that. And we'll carry that on next year when he goes to Gardner-Webb. I want to thank Shelley and Paul Kennedy and Brooks, Andrew's family, because they've been incredibly supportive of our program the entire way as well. So I didn't bring any notes up with me here, as you probably can tell, because I really wanted to talk from my heart about these 2 young men and let them know directly to them, like we're just the 3 of us together, that I'm really proud of you guys. Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to thank my family, my friends, my teammates, and my teachers and coaches for being here today and with me along my junior golf career. It's always been a dream of mine to play Division I college golf, and through hours of hard work, I've been able to accomplish that goal. It's taken 11 years of hard work and practice, many trips to the practice range, putting green, the golf course, and numerous tournaments.
It's been a lot of fun, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So many of my childhood memories are associated with my sport. It's truly a sport that one can grow to love and play for the rest of their life. I've met some of the best in golf, like Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus. I've learned that it is a privilege to play the sport and not to take anything for granted. I look forward to attending Gardner-Webb University next fall. I like Coach T. Burton a lot, and he's one that I respect and look forward to playing for in college. Some of my best friends have come through Mount Tabor High School golf team and the junior golf circuits. I'm fortunate to join the Gardner-Webb golf team next year in the fall with 2 friends that I've met over the years in junior state tournaments. It's also nice that my parents and brother Brooks will be able to watch me play some, since Gardner-Webb is only 2.5 hours away. Gardner-Webb is in the Big South Conference, so the competition will be strong. I plan to work as hard as I always have, but before I head to Gardner-Webb in the fall, I want to help this current Mount Tabor team make the most of the 2014 season. We're determined to win the conference tournament in 2 weeks. Thanks again for the administration staff for putting all this together today. I'm glad to be a part of this special ceremony. Thank you.
First off, I'd like to thank both my parents and my little brother for all their continued support throughout the years. It's a lot of hard work, but I had fun along the way. I'd like to thank my teammates, especially Harvey, Jonathan, and Andrew, for their support over the years. It helped a lot along the way. And Coach Niesel's awesome speech about me couldn't have been any better, and I really appreciate what Mount Tabor's done for me over the years. Thank you.
Okay, we're transitioning now into men's soccer. Our current coach, Coach Benfield, is going to step up, but also Coach Donnelly is going to step up and say a few words. Coach Emeritus, Coach Donnelly.
Since everyone's doing it, I'd like the men's soccer team to stand up, please. 2013 conference champs. Well, a lot of you may not know this. Was blessed, or cursed with 17 seniors this year, however you want to look at it. But we're going to be losing, obviously all of them. And, these 2 up here couldn't be a final representation of that. So I'm going to miss you guys. Jeffrey Kennedy. Jeff is a young man of a few words, so I'll keep it that way. Jeff is a fantastic goalkeeper, but an even better person. I look forward to watching him become the man he was meant to be. All the best at Campbell. All the best at Campbell, and thank you for being truly all that I could ask for and more. Thanks, Jeff.
This was a little bit unexpected. I didn't know that these guys were playing in college until I got here today. I really didn't, and it's fantastic. I would like to say, speak about Bryce right now. He came in as a freshman, and he was thrown into the fire. We didn't have a goalkeeper at the time, and he got hammered. I mean, game to game, he got hammered, and I think it made him a stronger player. He's become a fantastic goalkeeper, and I'd just like to say congratulations to both of these young men and all of that.
I wanted to start off by saying thank you to my family. You're the ones who have made all of this possible. From the first time I started playing Beehive soccer some 15 years ago until now, you've supported me, taught me, driven me all over the place, and weathered some bad games. Last night I figured out just how much my dad has done for me for the last 15 years when I had to stand across the field from us, our club team, as we played in this cold, rainy last night. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for sacrificing so much for me. I couldn't have gotten this far without you. Next, I want to say thank you to Jay. He was my keeper coach back about 7 or 8 years ago and taught me just about everything I know to play keeper. Having him as my coach for club the past 2 years and having him my senior year here at Tabor meant a lot to me. Jay, you've pushed me so much and helped me to grow on and off the field. Thank you. Also to my teammates, thank you all for pushing me, challenging me to practice, and becoming some of my awesome friends. The memories we've made on and off the field are some of the best, and I'll remember them for forever. From winning the Forsyth Cup to beating Reagan and PKs this year, we've made some amazing memories. But most of all, I wanted to give my thanks to God. He has blessed me with so much this year, a body to play, a great team to play for, and now the opportunity to play D1 soccer at Campbell. Without God, I couldn't have gotten to this point. There were definitely some low points in my career here at Tabor that I still don't fully understand, but I know that God had a plan for me, and I know it's an amazing one now. Thank you to everyone for letting me speak today, and go Camels.
I'd first like to thank my family, specifically my dad. He really helped me grow, and he took me to all of my practices growing up. He's just been a great guy. He's pushed me to be a better person and a better goalkeeper. I'd also like to thank my coaches, specifically Donnelly and Jay, and Bo Awkward, who can't be here. Donnelly, you threw me in the fire, as you said, as a 14-year-old. The people on the team, they wouldn't even call me freshman, they called me 8th grader, leading up. But I really learned from it, and it really prepared me for the years to come as I took a bigger role in the squad. And also, Coach Benfield, who's also my club coach, as Jeff said, he's pushed me equally as hard, and he's a great guy, but he also likes to make us run, especially when I open the back door of the bus going down Robin Hood. But thank you both to all of the coaches I've had at Tabor. I'd also like to thank my teammates. We've made some great memories, specifically winning the Forsyth Cup, Max's goal over West in extra time, beating Reagan in penalty kicks this year was fantastic, especially watching Sammy Holton's face as he about cried. I'd also like to thank my trainer and my girlfriend for coming to nearly every single home game, the duration of our relationship. And just thank you to everyone who came out to the games. The Forsyth Cup is going to be a memory that I'll never forget. Both years, watching y'all on the sidelines has really pushed me to be a better person, and thank you.
Next up is field hockey coach Kiki Chenault.
She was a momentum gym, working out. At that time, she wasn't playing field hockey, and our team was there working out. And she was cranking out some push-ups, and I was watching her. And as always, because I loved field hockey and I loved to promote my sport, I went over to her and said, "You need to play field hockey." And I sure was glad to see her come out and try it out for the sport. She came out, big old smile on her face, bubbly personality. You just can't help it but love her. She started tryouts. She got on the field, and I noticed that she had one speed, and that's wide open. And sometimes she was a little bit too fast for herself. And it's been awesome to watch her grow as an athlete, improving her skills and finesse. I could tell she was special. When we talked about college careers, I always want to give that option to my team, and we were talking, you know, if you want to play in college, if any of you want to. It's possible if you really want it, but you gotta love it. Because you're going to practice at least 3 times a day. There is no off season. You know, because you're lifting weights when you're not in season playing games. You're going to practice before your school starts, and you're going to have all your classes done by noon, which is a perk you get as being an athlete. And then you have afternoon practice, and you get a little bit of time off to do a little studying, and then you got night practice. And most kids would be, okay, maybe I'll just stick to my high school career, but eyes just lit up. She just loved the sport, and I just love that about her. So does she have what it takes to be a great athlete? Well, she had the physical prowess. She had the determination to perform better every time and improve on anything that I taught her. She worked really hard at it. And she had the confidence on the field because she worked hard at it and she knew what she's put into performing on the field. She was very, very proud to be part of the team. And she's always had such a teachable spirit. And that is one thing, as a coach, you can have a great athlete on your team, but if they don't want to learn from what you can offer, they're not going to improve. But she always wanted to listen and get better. Sometimes too much. I had to kick you off the field because I had to go home. She never gives up on any skills. Penalty strokes. I remember her practicing penalty strokes over and over and over till she just got it. Having a true confidence, I think, is a choice as an athlete. And it comes from working hard and knowing what it to be part of the team. And you have to have a teachable spirit. And you have to have the right kind of pride to be a part of the team. And you have to be accountable for what you do on that field. All those things are choices you make to become that great athlete. And Deja has always made that right decisions and right choices. And she has really, really improved and grown into a wonderful player, a team leader. I'm really sad that she's graduating. I've joked about her coming back, but I'm very happy for her. I'm very excited for her. She was an All-Conference in 2012. She was North Carolina All-Star first team in 2013. All-Conference 2013. She was also an All-State first team 2013. And I know she is ready to go to Newberry. And I just hope that they are ready for her.
Hey y'all, sorry, I'm nervous. First and foremost, I want to thank God for making all things possible. Because without Him, I wouldn't be able to play this sport. For making my dream playing field hockey at a collegiate level come true. I wasn't cleared to play sports because of my asthmatic bronchitis until the age of 10. When May 25th hit and I turned 10, I went to and joined everything. As a freshman in high school, I found field hockey. Being a minority, it wasn't easy. Facing some of my trials and tribulations, I stuck through it because I love the sport. I want to thank my personal trainer for 7 years, Lionel Crawford at Momentum. He taught me to never give up and always yelling, bigger, better, faster, stronger, Deja. You can do it. And a little bit of, if I'm not down for 5 seconds, get down for another 30. He's one of the main reasons I am ready for the next level. I also would like to thank my travel coach, Melissa Martin. I told her that I wanted to play in college, and she knew exactly what to do, giving me private lessons and showing me the right things to do. If I couldn't get my reverse down, she would show me right there. I also would like to thank my school coach, Kiki, for pushing me to be all I can be. I also want to give a huge thank you to my principal, Mr. Wise. He always stepped on my side and encouraged me. He supported me in my games and continued to be the wonderful principal that he is, even though sometimes I didn't make it so easy. Lastly, I want to thank each and every one of my family members. They say a family that stays together prays together. And that is what we do. I thank you all for pushing me in school because boy, it wasn't easy for me. Encouraging me to do my best when I'm down and out. Special thank you to my mom again for not only pushing me in my sport, but in my books as well. Paying for camps, sending me out of the state to play, and getting the best training and the best coaches possible. I know these things aren't cheap at all, and I also know that you went out of your way to give me a brighter future. I now know the real meaning of hard work and dedication. I know that not only am I excited for the next 4 years, but my family, my loved ones, and my supporters are as well. They say it takes a village, and that is true. And I also wanted to thank my teammates because I'm not always easy. I yell and I scream, but you know I love y'all. And thank you.
Here comes Coach Westerland for volleyball.
I tell you what, I've done this quite a few times. I am so nervous right now, and I can't. I mean, how many times you stand in front of your boss to give a speech about his daughter? So I thought that's what I was. Really nervous because of that, but it wasn't. Miss Hannah reminded me on the way down. It's not because of that, but it's because I really do like this kid. I really do. Well, actually, this whole senior class has been one that I've been not wanting to let go of. I got to tell you, the first time that I saw this kid, my boss comes to me and says, Maggie's coming here. She's not going to go to us. She's going to come here and she's going to play volleyball. I was like, okay, cool. I know her mom. Her mom was one of the first studs ever to go off to play Division I volleyball out of Winston. I was like, yes. So she walks in the door. What'd you weigh, 90 pounds, son? Yeah. And I just went, it's going to be a heck of a long 4 years. What I didn't know then, and many of you may not know, is Maggie lives with Crohn's disease. And at that point in time, the medication and everything had not been settled. She has learned to overcome that obstacle, and she has learned to thrive in her life right now. She has grown into an unbelievably magnificent young woman who has an opportunity to play a sport that she truly loves at the next level. A gift. She goes from that 90-pound weakling, that says you weigh about what, 124 now? Oh, 118, okay. Well, good weight. This is a kid that plays one position. She plays libero, however you want to say it, defense only, and never, in my knowledge, has anyone been named Player of the Year in their conference by just doing that. She did. I want to thank you for your trust and your belief and your hard work to get this program where it is and what we did this year. That was on your coattails as well as those other 6 seniors that we had this year. And I thank you for that. Kathy, Ed, thank you. Thanks for trusting. Thanks for letting go. And thanks for letting me have her for 4 years. I appreciate it very much.
I want to start off by thanking everyone that is here supporting all the athletes on this stage as we take our dreams of going to play at the college level. It's a very exciting time in all of our lives as we accept the opportunities that have been extended to us from these various colleges and universities. I came into freshman year hardly knowing anyone. Being a part of the volleyball program gave me the opportunity to connect with an amazing group of girls that I'd soon be able to call my best friends. We have been through everything together these past 4 years, and ending my high school volleyball career in the Final Fours of the state playoffs was an incredible way to go out. You guys have so much ahead of you over the next couple of years. Take every opportunity that is given to you and run with it. There is no telling what you can accomplish when you work hard and refuse to fail. Robin, I don't even know where to start, but I do remember you making me cry my freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and to come to think of it, my senior year. But this is why I love you. You always expected the best out of me and never let me accept anything less. I can honestly say that without you, I know I would not be standing up here on this stage freaking out inside because I'm making a speech in front of all these people. Thank you for helping me achieve my dream of playing at the next level. You constantly push me to be the best player, teammate, friend, and person that I can be. And for this, I'm forever grateful. The Mount Tabor volleyball program has meant so much to me and will always hold a special place in my heart. I can't even put into words how thankful I am to have the best family and support system in the world. Cole, you're the most stubborn, annoying, loving, and supportive brother that anyone could ever hope for, and I couldn't imagine where I'd be without you. Emily, you're one of the funniest people that I know. You always know how to put a smile on my face, even if I'm the one that you're making fun of. I'm so excited to be able to watch you go through your volleyball career and to hopefully be able to see you up here in my shoes one day. Always keep your head up and never stop reaching for the stars. You can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. Mom and Dad, thank you for always being by my side and supporting me through every decision I've made in my life. You guys have sacrificed so much for Cole, Emily, and I, and we're extremely lucky to have the best parents in the world. I know that we keep you busy with all of our activities on a day-to-day basis, but I want you to know that it means a lot to me to know that no matter what I'm doing, I can always look up into the stands and see my biggest supporters cheering me on. I'm so excited to play volleyball next year at Brevard. Thanks again to everyone that has helped me to this place where I am today. I couldn't have done it without your support.
Next up is women's tennis and Coach McDaniel.
So I've only been here 2 years, but most of y'all have heard about Juliana a very long time. She's been nationally ranked since before she was 12 years old. She's played with a lot of pressure and put in what we call the lonely hours on the tennis court for a very, very long time. It took about 5 minutes of spending time with the App State coaches for them to look at her and say, that's what will make our program strong. And so it's going to be difficult to play, thinking of her not being here. But App State is lucky to have a player of her caliber, and she will be starting next year. Juliana, you'll be missed, but you will make us proud at App State.
First off, I'd like to thank Mount Tabor for supporting me and making this happen, especially Coach McDaniel, Coach Cruz, Mr. Armstrong, and my lovely guidance counselor, Miss Daniel. She stuck with me and helped me out to be able to go to App next year, which is incredibly rewarding. But I'd mainly like to thank my family, my friends, my boyfriend, and my sister. They've meant everything to me, and they've devoted so much time and effort and money into my tennis career, and I'm really going to miss my dad next year. We've gone through so much together, and I didn't realize until this year that what he was doing for me was out of love and not criticism, and I love you so much. Thank you.
Next up is swimming and Coach Fisher.
Brianna Chesick has been on the team since she was a freshman. She may not have been the fastest swimmer on the team at that time, but she was one of the 4 fastest on the team, which meant she played a big role in our relays. She is a versatile swimmer who has mastered all 4 strokes. As she progressed through high school, especially starting her junior year, she became a driving force behind the Mount Tabor girls swim team. At this time, she also started to dedicate herself and specialize in the freestyle events. During the last 2 years, she became a top contender in the freestyle events in our conference, which is one of the strongest conferences in the state. Her favorite events were the enduring 20-lap 500 and the speedy 50 free. As a junior and senior, when she was a team captain, she showed her leadership in and out of the pool. She would not only lead with her encouraging and instructional words to other team members, she showed it by her dedication and hard work at every practice. She was always respectful to the coaches and teammates. She would work hard during the whole practice and would expect her teammates to do the same. Her leadership will be missed next year. She also swims year-round club swimming that also takes up a large amount of time and requires a huge amount of dedication, and required her to do 2-a-days all year. She would often go to early morning swim practices, do dry land exercises and weightlifting, and then do the same routine in the evenings before she got ready to relax and or to study. I am proud to say that Brianna Chesick will be swimming next year at the Emory and Henry. She had other opportunities for swimming in college and felt that this was the best choice for her. With that said, congratulations. The coaches, Coach Birmingham, Coach Schubert, and I are very proud of you for this accomplishment. I'm sure your parents, friends, and teammates are also very proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. All that work and dedication in a sport that you enjoy has paid off. Best of luck to you at Emory and Henry. Feel free to stop by the pool or come to a swim meet when you are home to see your old teammates and us coaches. Also try to get your brother to swim for us. You are always welcome to see us. Good luck.
Hi. So first, I would like to thank my coaches, Mr. Fisher, Mr. Birmingham, and Ms. Schubert. Over the past 4 years, you guys have been there for me, and you've helped me grow and improve, not only as a swimmer, but as a person as well. I would like to thank my teammates. You guys have become a family to me, and I'm going to miss you so much next year. I don't know what I'm going to do without you, but I'll make it through. Last but not least, I would like to thank my mom and dad. You guys have always been very supportive of me, and you have taken so much of your time to come to swim meets, drive me at practice and everything, and I would not be here today without you guys, so thank you very much for that. Last but not least, I am very excited for next year. I can't wait to start the next chapter in my life and continue doing what I love. So thank you for everyone who has helped me get here where I am today, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
We have women's soccer next, and Coach Donnelly is going to step up again.
First of all, the girls soccer team in the house, could you stand up, please? Here we go. The reason I'd like to recognize them as a team is a very close-knit bunch, and they've got a heck of a representative up here on stage. First of all, I didn't realize, I thought my days of doing this kind of thing were over, but apparently not. Sarah called me up last week to ask me to speak on her behalf, and of course I accepted gladly. I coached her for 26 years. Sarah is quite possibly the best player I've ever had for the girls soccer program. She is, from day one, she was a starter. She's been all conference 3 years, all region 2. and she was also named All-State last year. There'll be more honors to come. She's a wonderful player, a better person, and I'd just like to wish her all the best.
Thank you, and thank you so much, Donley, for speaking on my behalf. You will always be one of the best coaches I've ever played for, and you're a great friend. First, let me say that this is truly a dream come true for me. I've been playing soccer since I was 6 years old, when my love for this amazing sport began. I continued playing soccer for the Twins, North Carolina Fusion, and Mount Tabor, where I've made great friends and have had some lifelong memories. Of all my soccer experiences, playing soccer at Mount Tabor has been one of my most enjoyable experiences. When I arrived at Mount Tabor my freshman year, it didn't take long for me to understand Tabor was a special place and the soccer coaches were special people. What I always loved about Tabor soccer was the coaches were interested in us playing well and winning, but they were also interested in us having a good time and enjoying our high school soccer experience. That balance made my high school soccer experience really fun, and for that I thank all my coaches. I also want to thank my coaches and teammates at the Twins and Fusion, and also thank my teammates and friends on the Mount Tabor soccer team. Everyone I have played with has impacted my life greatly, and I thank you all for the fun and the lasting memories and just making soccer fun. Lastly, I want to thank my family. My parents, brother, grandfather, and aunt are here. I want to thank you guys for supporting me and driving me to hundreds of soccer practices all over the country and tournaments and games that you took me everywhere. Mom, Dad, Will, and Tom, thank you for all you've done in helping me reach my goals and pursuing my dreams of playing college soccer. In conclusion, go Spartans and go Mountaineers. Thank you.
And our last sport today is men's lacrosse with Coach Brawl.
Okay, for those of you that were born south of the Mason-Dixon line, we have this game now called lacrosse. It's a game of passion. It requires the athleticism of tennis, the strategy of basketball, and the violence of football. It is the greatest sport ever. Gentlemen? So, with that said, I'm here to kind of celebrate Austin Armstrong. I remember it was probably in the summer of 2010. Because the sport is my passion, I was out in the summer wondering what sort of kids were going to be coming through the program. And I ran into a guy by the name of Tom Haas. And for those of you that are in the community, he is a U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Famer. He won a national championship with UNC, and he was a long pole defenseman. And what he told me was, he says, "Hey, Tom, you got a pretty nice long pole coming through." And I said, "Really? Where is he?" And he pointed him out. 5'3", 130 pounds, soaking wet, change in his pockets. I was like, really? But what I didn't see was the tenacity, the effort, and the willingness to improve that he demonstrated over the 4 years that he was with me. I still recall, as we substituted in and out of a game, if you go to the far end of our box, you'll find guys that, they're even nervous about, maybe coach is going to grab me and throw me in there. And there was Austin Armstrong, and there was Stuart Welch standing right next to each other as freshmen in varsity games going, "Oh God, I hope it doesn't happen to me." Because I'm not sure I know the clears or I don't know this. But eventually we did, and he locked up a starting spot sophomore year through his senior year. I could talk about individual accomplishments, and there are some, but probably my favorite is the fact that from his sophomore year, he was second on ground balls. Now, I have a 3-year-old, and I would tell my players to go ask my 3-year-old what wins games. Ground balls win games. Ground balls win games. And he is, as a long pole defenseman, that is a feat. He's a team captain. He's been asked to participate in the Triad All-Star Game on May 21st. Since nothing else is going on, you all should be there. It's in Greensboro. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss all the loose balls you created. I'm going to miss all the ground balls you picked up.
And I'm going to miss the fact that you gave me a blank look every time I made a joke at practice. But you've developed into a solid young player. And I'm excited to see you. You're going to be in South Atlantic Conference. You'll be in Wingate's Conference, so multiple Mount Tabor players will be facing off against each other. That should be interesting, considering I saw them at practice together. And so I wish you only the best, and congratulations.
Hey. I want to start out by thanking my dad. He's done so much for me this year. Like, I wouldn't believe how much time and effort he's put into making sure I have the opportunities I had and the choices I had. And I just really want to thank you. Second, I really want to thank my team, all y'all. I wouldn't be anything without you, all the hard work, all the hours and sweat we put in. And I want to thank Stuart Welch. 4 years, just chilling together every freshman year, like Tom said. Just standing there every game, playing in the dirt. Yeah, I'd be nothing without y'all, and I'm not going to forget any moment I've had. And I just want to thank the school and everybody here today. Thank you.
To close out our ceremony, Mr. Weiss is going to say a few words. Good afternoon. We are running short on time, as our dismissal bell will be in about 6 minutes. But I do want to offer my congratulations. A very big day for our student athletes and our families. Sarah and Maggie, y'all did a great job. For as nervous as you guys were with your speeches prior to, you guys did great. I want to take this opportunity to thank the parents for everything, the travel ball, the conditioning, the feeding of our student athletes, putting up with them, supporting them, chasing them. It's a great opportunity for our kids, the tournaments and all the things that we have been a part of for our babies, for our children. It is clearly a special opportunity. And I hope that the student athletes behind me will realize how special this day is for them, and that it's bigger than them. It goes to your families and everything that has kind of put you in a place for today to be as special as it is for you. I want to thank our coaches. Countless hours of time and dedication and commitment to our school, to our kids, to the parents and partnerships that we hold near and dear as far as making our athletes the best prepared student athletes, getting it done in the classroom, and representing their families and our school with class and pride. In closing, I want to send out a big thank you to Mr. Applegate, who's behind me right here. A tremendous amount of effort has gone in. He has commandeered a number of people from our guidance staff to our sports marketing teachers, to our bookkeeper, to our athletic board, our coaches, and obviously our student athletes and parents. And Mr. Applegate, we could not have done today, we could not have pulled off today without your leadership and your dedication to putting out an opportunity for our kids to showcase themselves today. So thank you very much. With that being said, I want to thank you all for joining us today. We do have some refreshments that will be out in the lobby. And I do want to remind my students who need to get